Hello, hello. Sorry I'm late. I just recorded a chess video. We went down to time, essentially in both games, and then I had to just shove a quesadilla in my mouth as quickly as possible in order to make sure I was good to go. Because here's the thing, it's better to be like 5 minutes late for the stream, but eat a good lunch. If you're like, I'm gonna be here right on time, of course being punctual is a positive thing, but you don't eat your lunch, the whole stream is gonna be about 5% worse. Maybe let's say 5 to 50% worse. You might be a little bit grumpier. Your gameplay is not gonna be as strong because you're not new traded. Well worth it, man. Well worth it. Let me drink some water as well. Got an interesting show today. New streaming philosophy. Let me walk you through it, okay? Lion's Den on Tuesday. Bit of a trash fire, but people enjoyed they enjoyed it nonetheless. I said because it was new stuff, people pogged up. So I said, you know what? On Thursday, let's try. I mean, it's not new stuff, but let's bring back something that I kind of had shuttered in the past. Let's bring back some Family Feud. I thought we'd play Family Feud for 45 minutes. We played it for like 2.5 to 3 hours. And I said, you know what? We played it for 2.5 to 3 hours. We could go back on Friday to Family Feud, but what if we create a situation where we have a melange, if you will, of the Lion's Den, where we also combine it with game show games. We look for some crappy game show games on Steam. We combine two different things that a little chocolate and a little bit of peanut butter. That's how we ended up playing Schlagden Star, the segment of the year. Fort Boyard was also very cool. The fusion worked very well. Now, I have some bad news. Schlagden Star, I mean, it's not bad news for you. It's bad news for me. Schlagden Star got content ID matched on YouTube, so that video, which is guaranteed to get 5 million views, will make no ad revenue. I tried to remove the content ID match part. YouTube said it can't be done. It's the algorithms of that level of sophistication have not been created yet, but the video will still be going up in spite of that. Because it's about the archival nature of it more than anything else. But then I thought, okay, so Schlagden Star and Fort Boyard did so well on Friday, and I thought to myself, well, we could always go back and, you go to the well every single day for 1,000 days in a row until it, people are begging for something else. But why don't we pivot off of that to some zany European games beyond that? And just keep spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning until, I don't even know, we're going to be playing bingo on stream at some point. So I wanted to play that French driving simulator game. People are going to have divisive opinions on this. It doesn't have English localization, which didn't stop us in Schlagden Star, but that's because cornhole is like the lingua franca, right? Like you don't need to know how to speak German in order to understand how to play cornhole reversely. But I thought for a theory driving test, I'm just going to be lost. Luckily, there was a British version that has actually released multiple driving test simulators on Steam. So I figured, my British is not as strong as my English, but we'll give it a try. And then if something, maybe we play it for a bit and it doesn't work out that well, then that's fine. We always got Death Stranding there as a backup, which is what we plan to pivot to for the second part of the stream regardless. How about that? So easy. So let's start with Theory Test UK 2016-2017. Product registration, never register. Oh my God. User settings, voiceover language, English. Questions set. Motorcycle theory, no, okay, name North. Oh my God, this is like a piece of enterprise software. I don't even know if it's going to capture, man. Just give me a second here. Welcome, North. Before you dive in, the current theory test comprises a large number of questions covering a range of related driving topics and includes case study questions. Before you start reviewing, learning, and understanding, it's a good idea to understand the test itself. Skip. Do you know your highway code? Skip. Time to get interactive. Now that you've reviewed some of the learning material, it is time to start getting a feel for the kind of questions that are asked. In a practice session, you will answer 20 questions with immediate feedback and access to hints, explanations, and links to the highway code. All right. That sounds good. Let me see if we can get a screen region going here. I have no idea, dude. This thing has 3 processes. Like, most games they launch, they have one process, game.exe. Some games they launch, they have 2 processes. That's like League of Legends with League and the client. And then this is the first time I've ever seen a game launch with 3 processes. You mining bitcoins, you little shit? I actually, I don't know, this might be proof of my fundamental psychological erosion over time. But I almost couldn't fall asleep last night because in my head I just imagined somebody saying, "You mining bitcoins, you bitch, you little shat." So like just that voice combined with that phrase, it just kept me going, man. It kept a smile on my face. You mining bitcoins, you little shit. Okay, sorry. I'm still trying to. There's like no screen region that works here. It might take a second. Sure, give me practice paper 1.
You're on a long motorway
my God.
journey. What should you do if you start to feel sleepy? Drive faster to complete your journey sooner.
Oh my.
Play some loud music. Leave the motorway and stop in a safe place. Stop on the hard shoulder for a rest.
Incredible. This is the content I've always wanted, okay? Don't make fun of me. I'm going to try to... This is just my practice test, but I'm going to try to take it, like, for real, okay? Now, I know you're going to be like, what the heck are you doing? Why does this take so long? I was doing my taxes yesterday, so I'm just trying to make sure, like, you know, I don't accidentally, like, show something I'm not supposed to show. Make sure all that tax stuff is closed. Why not stream doing your taxes? Because I have respect for both my own financial health as well as the audience's entertainment. Does that answer your question? /marker driving test practice. Hodor the Hero, thank you very much for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. All right, here we are. I've passed my Canadian driving test. I am now trying to get certified in another country for no reason. You know, why not? I might need to zoom in a little bit here. It is it's probably a little small for you, but we are taking a British practice test for the privilege to drive on the motorway. Can't really zoom. Oh, you guys don't have 32-inch monitors? Let's try something like this then, and then we'll make it get a little larger, and we can always get rid of that nasty little space at the side of the screen. I think we actually want to do it like this. If you'll just give me a moment here. It just takes every game is a little different with screen regions, right? You're on a long motorway journey. What should you do if you start to feel sleepy? Drive faster to get to your journey sooner. Leave the motorway and stop in a safe place. Stop on the hard shoulder for a rest or play some loud music. You should leave the motorway and stop in a safe place.
Leave the motorway and stop.
I select that. I select it. Select one answer. It has been select. Mark? Correct. If you feel sleepy, you should leave the motorway. A supply of fresh air can help to keep you alert before you reach the exit, but it is not an excuse to drive tired.
Which is the sign for a ring road?
What is
A? B? C?
What is a ring road? Is a ring road a roundabout? I have to assume that it is D. Mark this question. Wrong. The answer was C. Ring roads are designed to relieve congestion. R? It's just an R? Is ring road? Okay, fair enough.
You're at an incident. What could you do to help an unconscious casualty?
Call 911.
Check that they're breathing normally. Move them to somewhere more comfortable.
You never move them.
Take photographs of the scene. Splash their face with cool water.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of things, right? Like, you're definitely not going to splash them with cool water. You're not going to move them because if they've got like a spinal or a neck injury, that could like really screw them up. So it's check that they're breathing normally or take photographs of the scene. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if you actually like, I mean, I kind of feel like from an insurance standpoint, you take photographs of the scene. I dial 911 or 119 would be my first option, but I guess you could take photographs later. So let's check that they're breathing normally. Correct. And if they're not, take photos.
Which vehicle should you allow extra room as you overtake them? Tractor.
Lorry.
Lorry.
Bicycle.
Bicycle. Road sweeper.
It's interesting. I mean, really, I feel like all of them you kind of, except for maybe a truck, you give them extra room when you overtake. But a bicycle for sure, because you never know when they're gonna, especially in Vancouver, people will be riding their bicycle and like on, incredibly busy streets with no hands on the handlebar. It's crazy, man. And you never, like, they could just hit a rock and then swerve into the middle of the lane. Anyway, so it's got to be bicycle. You always give them a wide berth.
Bicycle.
Bicycle. Correct.
You're following two cyclists as they approach a roundabout in the left-hand lane. Where would you expect the cyclists to go?
I would expect the cyclists to go left.
Straight ahead.
They're in the left-hand lane. When they hit the roundabout...
Any direction.
Oh, you know what? This is a trick question.
Left.
It's any direction. You always plan for the people that you're driving alongside to be as stupid as possible. At any given moment, they might be like, I need to go back. I need to go into reverse. And that's where you hit them with an any direction. Guaranteed. Yeah! That's defensive driving.
You need glasses to read a vehicle number plate at the required distance. When must you wear them?
At all times.
Only
when driving. That's like, honestly, is this, if you fail this driving test, it's not that you shouldn't be on the road. It's like, honestly, you just shouldn't be like, you should go back to second grade.
Which of these signs warns you of a zebra crossing?
What the heck is a zebra crossing?
A.
Zebra.
B. C. D.
Okay. A zebra crossing, I believe, is a crosswalk, as we call it in the land of the free, Canada, because it has stripes on it, like a zebra. So any of these realistically could be similar. Like this to me looks like children playing, okay? This could be a crosswalk. Why would there be a kid on the crosswalk? Because they want to make you slow down. If it was just an adult, you'd be like, they'll get out of the way. But if it's a little kid, you're like, I'm more likely to pivot, right? This one, I can't imagine that they would make a sign specific for the elderly. And this one, I mean, I really think this is a crosswalk, right? That's just a person walking across. So I think it's A or B, but B seems the most, it's like which of these is not like the others. As a result, it must be B. Love to see it.
You wish to tow a trailer. Where would you find the maximum nose weight for your vehicle's tow hitch? In the highway code.
That would be in the vehicle handbook for sure. I deal with this all the time.
What should you do as you approach this lorry? Make the lorry wait for you.
This lorry
Flash your lights
walks
at the lorry.
into the club and slaps your girl's ass. What would you do?
Move to the right-hand side of the road. Slow down and be prepared to wait.
Very simple. I would slow down and be prepared to wait as they get themselves going there. Easy money.
You're invited to a pub lunch. What should you do if you know that you'll have to drive in the evening? Avoid mixing your alcoholic drinks. Don't drink any alcohol at all. Eat a hot meal with your alcoholic drinks.
That does sound nice, but...
Have some milk before drinking alcohol.
Everybody knows if you have milk before drinking alcohol, the milk coats your stomach with lactose, and as a result, the alcohol doesn't actually get you drunk. The alcohol it only affects your digestion. It doesn't actually affect your cognition. No, the answer, I mean, what should you do? You shouldn't have any alcohol at all, obviously. I mean, especially if there's a clip art police car right next to you.
You're being overtaken by a long, heavily laden lorry. What should you do if it's taking a long time for it to overtake?
A long,
change direction.
Heavily laden lorry.
Speed up. Slow down. Hold your speed.
Well, this is kind of it's a trick question, because you would think, and sometimes in practice, I might actually slow down in order to let them get by me. I definitely would not speed up or change direction. Like, this is just like, you know, I get it. Like, you're compensating for something, but I would say, like, slow down. Sometimes practically you might consider it, but to be a good driver, you're supposed to be predictable. So you should instead just hold your speed. The answer is incorrect. A long lorry with a heavy load will need more time to pass you than a car, especially on an uphill. Slow down and allow the lorry to pass. Okay, well, here's a question. You're a lorry driver driving a long, heavily laden lorry. If you can't pass somebody in a safe amount of time, what should you do? Not pass them. Okay? I refuse your X. I refuse your X.
What would you expect to find at a contraflow system on a motorway? Lower speed limits. Wider lanes than normal. Road humps. Temporary traffic lights.
Okay. I'm assuming a contraflow system is British for traffic coming in two directions. To which I would say, is that what it is? Yes. Okay. I mean, I would expect probably lower speed limits then, for sure. I would expect lower speed limits. That's correct.
What's the speed limit for a car towing a caravan on a dual carriageway?
What?
50 miles per hour.
I thought that this was in English.
70 miles per hour. 60 miles per hour.
I have no idea.
40 miles per hour.
What's the speed limit for a car towing a small caravan, which I guess is like a trailer, along a dual carriageway, which I'm assuming is a 2-lane road, one in each direction? I'm going to say you have to go slow. But I'm also thinking of like wine strategies. When you're at a restaurant, you never want to get the cheapest or the most expensive. But honestly, 50 miles an hour on a dual carriageway, that's relatively fast with the trailer behind you. I'm going to say it's 40. 60! Oh my God. Take care in windy weather.
Why could it be dangerous to keep the clutch down or select neutral for long periods of time while you're driving? It will wear tyres out more quickly.
I've never driven a manual car.
Engine damage may be caused. You'll have less steering and braking control. Fuel spillage will occur.
Okay, well, I mean, here's a gimme. Like, if I'm driving an automatic car, why wouldn't I put it in neutral? Because you'll have less steering and braking control. Like, if you were on the highway and you just threw your car into neutral, like, you're going to get rear-ended. For sure. This is definitely C. You have less steering and braking control. Correct.
A police car is following you. What should you do if the police officer flashes the headlights and points to the left?
You should pull over on the left.
Turn left at the next junction. Stop immediately.
Speed up.
Pull up on the left. Move over to the left.
I'm like, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm just thinking like if I were in Canada, if a police officer pointing to the left, I would be like, that's very quaint. Don't you have those things that go like, bleep, bleep, brrr. On the other hand, so you definitely don't turn left. That's absurd. You definitely don't stop immediately. That's also absurd. Move over to the left. You should be doing that if the sirens are on to begin with. You pull over to let the emergency vehicles pass. So I'm going to say they want me to pull over and ask if I've got a license for that meme. That's correct.
A cycle lane marked by a solid white line is in operation. What does this mean for car drivers? They may use the lane when necessary.
This is a tough question.
They mustn't drive along the lane.
You mustn't.
They may drive in the lane at any time. They may park in the lane.
Okay, so C and D, heavy boomer energy. You definitely should not park your car in the bike lane. And you definitely should not drive in the bike lane at any time. Sometimes in Vancouver, I wouldn't say you use the... No, I mean, you pretty much never use the bike lane. Sometimes you got to turn across it. So you got to pay attention to whether a cyclist is coming, down the passenger side if you're turning right. But you definitely don't go into the bike lane to do anything. So I'm going to assume that it's the same in England because they invented bicycles. And I'm going to say you mustn't drive in that lane. Correct.
What will help you to keep your car secure? Being a member of a vehicle breakdown organization.
What do any of these mean?
Registering with a vehicle watch scheme. Taking car maintenance classes. Passing an advanced driving test.
So vehicle breakdown organization is like CAA, right? It's or AAA in the US. That doesn't, I don't know. I mean, secure is kind of an interesting question, right? Or an interesting word. Secure to me is like not broken into. But maybe they don't have the same degree of concern with that. Car maintenance, it'll help you keep your car in good working order. It's not really security, though. Passing an advanced driving test will not help you keep it secure, I think. So, I mean, I think it's got to be vehicle watch, which I can only assume is like in England, maybe you look out of your window at your neighbor's cars like once an hour on the hour to ensure that they're still there. That's correct. Oh, it's a sticker. The vehicle watch scheme helps to reduce the risk of your car being stolen by displaying high-visibility watch stickers on your car. You're inviting the police to stop your vehicle if it's seen in use between midnight and 5 a.m.? I've never heard of that before in my life. But it's kind of messed up, right? Because like if I don't drive between midnight and 5 a.m. very often, but if I'm driving between midnight and 5 a.m., I guarantee I do not wish to be stopped. I am driving for an urgent situation and do not wish to be set on a bureaucratic detour. But anyway, we got the question right.
What is a statutory off-road notification? SORN. Information held by insurance companies to check a vehicle is insured.
This is tough, man. This is tough.
Information kept by the police about the owner of a vehicle. A notification to tell DVLA that a vehicle isn't being used on the road. A notification to tell DVSA that a vehicle doesn't have a current MOT.
I have no idea what any of these mean, but I'm going to assume that because it's a notification, it will be C or D. A notification to tell the driving vehicular license assembly that a vehicle isn't being used, or A notice to tell the DVSA that a vehicle doesn't have a current MO. I'm going to assume that it's not being used on the road. That's just context clues.
How can driving in a fuel-efficient manner help protect
New
the
narrator.
environment? Through the legal enforcement of speed regulations.
Oh, hello.
By reducing exhaust emissions.
Yes. I'm going to stop you right there. It's by reducing exhaust emissions. I always try to drive eco-safe.
What should you do when you're using a contraflow system? Follow other motorists closely to avoid long queues.
Told you once, I've told you 10 times. I don't know what that means.
Increase speed to get through the contraflow more quickly.
I think you will choose
Switch
an
lane.
appropriate lane in good time. What can I say? Ladies and gentlemen, I believe I have passed my theory test on this practice exam. I got 17 out of 20, also known as 85%. And I don't know what half the words mean. But that was only the practice test, okay? That was only the practice test. I do have to let you know, we have there's a second part here, and the second part is once we get through the theory, I believe there are little videos that play, and then you have to choose what you would do in that situation, which is hilarious. But anyway, let's take a road sign test. Sit a mock test. Please, I would like to take an official style test. Question 1 of 50. We have an hour and 36 minutes.
Before starting a journey. Why should you also plan an alternative route?
Oh my God, it's like taking a real exam. It can be helpful to plan your route before starting a journey. Why should you also plan an alternate route? Your original route may be blocked. It's so simple. Next.
You've been involved in an argument that's made you feel angry. What should you do before starting your journey?
Probably not have an alcoholic drink. I would say calm down is a good one.
What should you be prepared to do in this situation?
We had this one. We studied this one. You're going to slow down and give way to the lorry.
Which sign means the end of a dual carriageway?
So someone in chat told me that a dual carriageway is a 2-lane road with a median in the middle. I would assume that it is A, because the median is being removed and then you're going to be driving straight into traffic.
You arrive at an incident. There's no danger from fire or further collisions.
We looked at this one. Check that they're breathing normally. I love when you study the material and then you get the same question was on the practice exam that's on the real exam.
You see a car on the hard shoulder of a motorway with a help pennant displayed. What does this mean?
I have absolutely no idea. A help pennant displayed. I think that means that... So does it mean that they want the help or that they're going to be helpful? I think it means that they are going to be helpful. And as a result, are first aid trained.
The driver... When are anti-lock brakes of most use to you?
When you have to brake very quickly, when you're braking harshly. Yes, correct.
What's most likely to increase fuel consumption?
Having a Hemi. Harsh braking and accelerating. Confirmed.
What should you do before making a U-turn?
Look over your shoulder for a final check. Very important. Select the higher gear. Probably not. Check signs to see if U-turns are permitted, or give an arm signal as well as using your indicators. This is one where I'm like, dude, I don't really know, because U-turns are legal in some places and not legal in other places, but people just do them anyway. Like, you should definitely always shoulder check before you make a U-turn. You probably legally want to see if U-turns are permitted, unless in the UK they're just always legal or always illegal. Or, like, I mean, you probably don't need to give an arms signal. I mean, that's a little much. Like, you could signal that you're turning left, and if it's safe, you just go. Like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of like, on this one, I'm a little confused. I mean, you should always use your indicators. I don't know, man. Look over your shoulder.
Look.
You should check, because you never know. There might be someone on the sidewalk beside you or something.
Your car requires an MOT certificate. When is it legal to drive it without an MOT certificate?
Mandate of transit, probably. When is it legal to drive without an MOT certificate? When driving a car with the owner's permission, when driving to an appointment at an MOT center, up to 7 days after the old certificate is run out. That's specific, but I don't know. I feel like if your driver's license is run out, you still, I don't know, maybe it's okay. When driving to an MOT center to arrange an appointment, there's no way that these two would be like the legal loopholes. That doesn't make sense to me. But maybe, because I don't know anything that's going on here. It's certainly not when you drive to arrange an appointment. It seems like a loophole that no longer exists. This is like when people say, like it says in the Constitution that all tax must be paid in precious metals. And because we're off the gold standard, you don't have to like pay them fiat currency. Like, that's what this seems like. It's like, yeah, it's illegal for me to drive next Monday. So I guess this kind of makes sense, because how else could you get there?
You're turning right onto a dual carriageway.
Okay, but
what
we're in England.
What should you do before emerging?
So this is basically like we're turning left onto a 2-lane road in North America. What should you do? Stop, apply the handbrake, and select a low gear. Probably not. It depends on the light. Make sure you leave enough room for a vehicle behind. Don't even know really what that means. Position your vehicle well to the left side of the road. Insanely annoying when people wish to turn in a direction and they like drift their car over to the side to overcompensate for it. If you're driving a large and over-encumbered lorry, then by all means. If you're driving a Fiat 500, don't worry about it. Finally, check that the central reservation is wide enough for your vehicle. I have no idea what that means. I actually don't know what that means. What is a central reservation? Is that something at a hotel? Although it makes no sense because I don't know what it means. It's definitely not. I mean, it could be leave enough room for a vehicle behind, but I mean, that's kind of on them. I definitely don't think you apply the handbrake and get ready to drag race.
What should you do when you're approaching traffic lights that have red and amber showing together?
I think this is an England thing, where it shows red and amber before it shows just red. So I would, I would stop because the light, or maybe is it like in F1 where it goes beep,
changing to red.
Is it Mario Kart? Beep, beep, beep. I'm going to say it's Mario Kart. Wait for the greenie.
Traffic officers operate on motorways and some primary routes in England and Wales. What are they authorised to do?
They can issue fixed penalty notices, of course.
You're driving on a clear night. Which light should you use if the national speed limit applies and there's a steady stream of oncoming traffic?
Nothing annoys me more than this. You should use your dipped headlights. Oh my God. So many people either use their high beams at all times, or they've had aftermarket headlights installed that don't point to the ground. They point straight ahead. So if their car is taller than your car, if they're coming at you, the beams are shooting you right in your retina 100% of the time. And it's always BMW SUVs, Land Rovers, and Range Rovers. I don't understand it. It's those like circular, like moon headlights They're just designed to like melt your cornea. Anyway, I hate it, but the correct answer is dipped. Like a hot
What
dip
should
or
you
something.
do if you start to feel drowsy while you're driving on a motorway?
Open a window and stop as soon as it's safe and legal. Because you need that fresh air.
How should you drive when you're driving along a road that has road humps?
You would maintain a reduced speed throughout. Otherwise, you're gonna hit your muffler off the bottom.
You're driving on a road with several lanes.
Yo, this is like when you drive to Stanley Park.
Above the
I know
lanes
this.
mean?
Okay, do not go in the right lane because the right lane is oncoming traffic. This means that the two left lanes are open. If you are in the right lanes, get over as soon as possible or you will be killed.
You're approaching traffic lights and the red light is showing.
It will show red and amber next. Red and amber.
How will your journey be affected by traveling outside the busy times of day?
Yep, you will travel a much shorter distance, I believe. I believe that if you travel when there's less traffic, the distance between point A and point B are lower. You're less likely to be delayed.
Where will you see these red and white markers?
I have absolutely no idea. Signs are supposed to be self-explanatory. So it's, whatever happens here is something you should be cautious of. This is like 3, 2, 1, and now I'm going to say that, the end of a motorway should just say end or something, road closed. End of a dual carriageway? I don't think so. We had that question on the practice test, right? Didn't we? Or no, it was earlier on this one. Approaching a concealed level crossing, I don't know what it means. Approaching a concealed speed limit sign, it doesn't even make sense to me. Why would you conceal a sign that's important?
You've broken down on a two-way road. You have a warning triangle. At least how far from your vehicle should you place the warning triangle?
This is such a stupid question. This is like maddening. You don't... Look, is it unimportant? No, there's probably some use for it. But what kind of Poindexter do you have to be like, well, according to the Ministry of Transportation handbook, the warning triangle should be placed a minimum 25 meters away from the vehicle. That's just... Come on. I just got in a head-on collision. Let me get my measuring tape out. Okay, so 5 meters is way too close. If you're driving, 5 meters is right next to it. 100 meters is... I don't know, it depends, it's pretty far. I would say it's got to be... I don't know, man. Here's the thing. I can't imagine that they would want you to walk 45 meters away to put the freaking triangle down. I think you would put it 25 meters away. If you're on the highway, 100 meters is probably fair, but isn't 99% of England is little tiny dual carriageways with shops on both sides?
What does this sign mean?
Steep hill downwards. Oh, I don't know though. This could be an adverse camber. It could be an adverse camber, but I'm going with my gut instinct.
Which type of sign tells you what you must not do?
C. You must not circle.
What does this sign mean?
I have absolutely no clue. So let me put myself in the shoes of the driver. You're driving along. You're on the left side of the road. Adele's on the radio. It's raining. You're on your way to Buckingham Palace. You see this sign. You're driving. 2 white arrows pointing down to the left and the right. Approaching traffic passes you on both sides. Okay? Definitely not turn off. Give way, I have to imagine, would be like a triangle or something. pass on either side, it seems, I don't understand that. I think they would be pointing in the other direction. I'm going to say approaching traffic passes us on both sides.
Where would you find green reflective studs on a motorway?
It would be in the center line of a multi-lane carriageway, separating driving lanes.
When may you drive over a pavement?
When may you... Oh, no, okay. You can drive over a pavement, okay? Sometimes there's a sidewalk, and then there's a part in the middle of the sidewalk that you drive over to get into a parking lot, but it also allows pedestrians to walk across. To get onto a property, to overtake slow-moving traffic is a heavy no. If there's no pedestrians nearby, I feel like this is kind of a trick question. This is kind of a given, right? Like, yes. If you have to get onto a property, but there's pedestrians, you don't get to just drive over them. So we'll say that it's probably that. This one is like, that's a given.
Where are amber reflective studs found on a motorway?
Oh, crap. Let's say that's between the hard shoulder and the carriageway. I don't know which ones are green and which ones are amber.
You're unsure what a slow-moving motorcyclist ahead of you is going to do. What should you do?
Typically, the safe thing to do would be to stay behind. You may also, in some situations, find yourself passing them on the left. Oh, unless they're directly ahead of you. I don't know in that case. Anyway, you stay behind. But you do probably want to put them in the rearview mirror at some point.
Where would you see this sign?
Schools. Schools. At playground. No, they're definitely going to school. He's got a book. So it's not just a playground. I feel like you would see, you know what, and they're crossing. That's on the rear of a school bus or coach. Because like when the kids get off of a school bus, sometimes they have to also walk across the front of the bus to cross over to their home. Yes, exactly. So do you put this sign there? Because sometimes when people like when a school bus stops, people will be like, "This is ridiculous," and they'll just try to pass them, which is not good.
Who's responsible for paying the vehicle tax?
The keeper of the vehicle, I'm sure.
You're driving past parked cars. What should you do if you see a bicycle wheel sticking out between the cars?
I would say slow down and be prepared to stop for a cyclist. That's my expectation there. What do people do? Look up from their cell phone briefly and decide there's nothing dangerous around, and then hit the gas.
What should you do if you have to make a journey in foggy conditions?
Use your fog lights. Well, okay, you should leave plenty of time. That's a good one. I think you should always do that whenever possible. You probably shouldn't follow them so closely that you could find yourself in a difficult situation. 2 seconds, I'm not sure. Honestly, I think you should leave plenty of time.
What should you do when you meet an oncoming vehicle on a single-track road?
What is a single-track road? It's a road that only has one lane. Okay. When you meet... So this happens in Vancouver all the time. These tiny little arterial roads. They have parking on both sides. In theory, they probably should allow both cars to make it through, but because there's parking on both sides, there's only room for one vehicle. The way that you do this is that whoever is closest to a spot where they can pull in does that and lets the other person go, and then they go. Now, none of these say that, so I am going to say that the answer must be to stop at a passing place. I don't know what that means, but that's kind of how I feel about it. That sounds similar.
You're in a built-up area at night, and the road is well lit. Why should you use dipped headlights?
So you don't blind other drivers. Well-lit road, built-up area. Oh, so you can easily be seen by others. Yeah. Obviously. You can go at a much faster speed. You want to be able to see other people, but you also want other people to be able to see you.
You're driving along this road. What should you do if the red car cuts in close in front of you?
Definitely do not accelerate closer. Definitely do not give a long blast on the horn, although it might feel better. Definitely. I mean, have I flashed my headlights at bad drivers? Yes. Have I... Wait, that's honestly one of the reasons I like giving people the finger is because it doesn't actually disrupt traffic. Like, honking on the horn makes everybody think, oh, what did I do wrong? Because somebody's honking. And then flashing the headlights is just kind of like BM to begin with. Probably never justified, but sometimes it feels good. But giving the finger is like, it doesn't disrupt anybody. It's just like, hey, buddy, guess what? You drive you drive selfish, you jerk. Anyway, you should always drop back to leave the correct separation distance. It's a gimme.
You're driving in freezing conditions. What should you do as you approach a sharp bend?
Well, you should certainly not gently apply the handbrake. You would slow down for sure. You don't really, I mean, this is a complicated question, right? You slow down for sure. But also, and you don't firmly use the foot brake, that's how you spin out. But you do kind of coast into the bend to some extent. Like when you're driving on wintry conditions, you use manipulation of speed via coasting much more than via, hitting the brakes hard. But number one is definitely slow down.
What does this sign mean?
No, something ends. This is the end of no blue is allowed past here. No blue is allowed. Zone ends. Well, I don't think it's free parking. This is what messes with me, right? Like, why doesn't it just say, like, if it's no through road, it should just say no through road. It's like 2 letters longer than zone ends, right? So, I mean, I feel like this is no waiting zone ends. I don't even know what it means, but that sounds logical to me.
What should you do if the red lights start flashing as you approach a level crossing?
Stop so you don't get hit by a damn train.
You're in the left-hand lane at traffic lights waiting to turn left.
It's like a math problem.
Which signal means you must wait?
This is okay. You're at a left when you're in England and you turn left. That means that's like turning right in Canada. In Canada, at least most parts, you can turn right on a red light. Most places you can turn right on a red light. So this is the safe turn. So definitely there's no reason you couldn't do it there. Certainly there's no reason you couldn't do it there. I would be very confused if I came across this sign, because red is the universal sign for don't go, but I guess there's a little arrow that's like, but if you're turning left, you can go. So this one scares the crap out of me. But I mean, this has got to be don't go. It's about to turn green. So B means don't go.
In which conditions are your anti-lock brakes most unlikely to prevent skidding?
On loose road surfaces. Oh, at night on unlit roads. It's very, very true. You know, if there's light on the road, the anti-lock brakes can see what's in front of them, so they stop faster.
A horse rider is in the left-hand lane approaching a roundabout. Where should you expect the rider to go?
It's a situation I've never come across. So I'm a little surprised that it's on the driving test, but a horse rider is in the left-hand lane approaching a roundabout. Where do you expect them to go? Anywhere they want, because it's a frickin' horse.
When may you stop on a motorway?
In an emergency or breakdown.
Are passengers allowed to ride in a caravan that's being towed?
So I think there is a chance that, yes, if they're over 14, but for safety, absolutely not. Have I ever ridden in perhaps not a caravan that's being towed, but in the bed of a pickup truck when all the seats were full in the cabin? Yes, but is it legal? Probably not, strictly speaking.
What should you do if you park on the road when it's foggy?
This sounds like a trick question. Don't park on the road when it's foggy. I think you should definitely... I mean, you can't leave your headlights on, man. Your battery's going to run out of juice. You could maybe leave your side lights switched on, which I assume is what British people call your tail lights.
What advice should you give to a driver who has had a few alcoholic drinks at a party?
Strong cup of coffee? I don't think that's going to do it. I think you should go home by public transport. Oh, what? Get a snack. This is a long one.
Mike is driving home to Swansea after a walk to the top of Snowdon. Increasingly, he finds he is starting to suffer the effects of fatigue. The roads through mid-Wales are largely rural, and whilst he can easily stop by the roadside in a lay-by, what he feels he really needs is a cup of coffee.
What are you saying?
And it's been more than an hour since he last saw a petrol station or shop that was open. Just as he is considering a stop, the fuel warning light comes on. The trip computer is showing 50 miles remaining in the tank.
The trip computer?
And the GPS is showing another 74 miles to go to his final destination. He uses the GPS to display the locations of the nearest petrol station. The nearest one is 30 miles away.
You don't need petrol, man. You need gas.
The next nearest is 56 miles. Mike is confident of reaching the first petrol station, but knows that he will probably not be able to make it to the next one if the first is shut. To give himself a fighting chance, he adapts his driving style for best economy.
Dude, I'm like...
Do you need to plan rest stops when you're planning a long journey?
I hate to say this because driving is like an incredible responsibility. But it's not that complicated. Like there's so many specifics in this story. He's to give himself a fighting chance. He adapts his driving style for best economy. I'm not saying this is something that has never been done, but you ever hear the expression, a failure to plan is a plan to fail? If you ever find yourself saying something like, oh, don't worry, I'll just drive at exactly 47 miles an hour so that I get premium, most efficient fuel economy, you should have stopped at a petrol station, back when you were in Snowdon. Or at least somewhere in the mid-Wales. Anyway, do you need to plan rest stops? Yeah. It depends. A long journey on British standards is probably like a 45-minute drive. So maybe no. But a long journey in North American standards is when people, you took a 14-hour drive? That's not, I drive 14 hours to work every day. So do you need to plan rest stops? Yeah, you're going to have to go to the bathroom at some point. And it does help concentration. If you stopped every half hour, you would never get to your destination. Regular stops help concentration. Next. How should you use...
How can you make sure that a satellite navigation sat-nav system doesn't distract you when you're driving?
You should set the destination as you leave, and then you should pull over if you're going to use it to look for gas stations. Yes, stop in a safe place before programming the system.
How can you reduce the damage your vehicle causes to the environment?
Get a bike. Okay, so I honestly think the answer is anticipate well ahead. Because if you're anticipating well ahead, the logical conclusion is that you're braking less heavily and accelerating less heavily. And essentially, the less you press the gas pedal, the less emissions you're creating, I suppose. So sure, this probably makes the most sense.
What does fuel-efficient driving achieve?
Why always her on the eco-safe questions? It improves road safety, I suppose, out of all these. It does. Technically, eco-safe driving still does damage the environment. Just saying. But
what driving technique can help you save fuel?
I actually don't know, because I've never driven a manual car. I have to assume that it's probably using the gears appropriately. So I feel like if you always use low gears, aren't you creating a ton of exhaust because you're constantly like, Wee! So I think it's probably using each gear in turn. Okay. Do I have to wait on review? That's question 50. Review. Well done. We got 50 out of 50, at least in the participation trophy. Does anyone know what is a pass? What is a pass on the British theory test? Surely someone here knows. You need to get a 43 or better. That scares the crap out of me. Ladies and gentlemen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8! We got a 42! Are you all because of this stupid eco-safe question at the end? Missing out on some gears. Oh my god. Okay. So a dual carriageway is a tuning fork. Oh, okay. So a help sign means please help me. That makes sense. Traffic operators. Oh, wait, did I get... No, that's right. Traffic officers can stop and direct anyone on a motorway. How much did we call this, by the way? How much did we call this? We essentially ended up failing our theory test because we didn't know the legal minimum distance to have a hazard triangle from your car. We said 25 meters. That's reckless and dangerous. 45 meters is the correct answer. What does this sign mean? This means pass on either side to get to the same destination. This is not a sign that is required. Also, somewhat presumptuous of the sign to assume that it knows where my destination is. What if my destination is behind me and I'm going in the wrong direction? I don't know. Is there a North American equivalent to pass on either side to get to the same destination? No? Yes? McDonald's? Is that just advertising? McDonald's Corporation pays you 25 cents to just jump into a chat, say McDonald's? I gotta tell you, it kind of worked on me. Craving those chicken nuggets right now. Oh, this is my mistake. See, the thing is, green studs are actually at slip road entrances and exits, whatever the heck a slip road is. And then, of course, in that case, amber reflective studs are between the central reservation and the carriageway. That's my mistake, not between the hard shoulder and the carriageway. Then we got like 23 questions in a row correct. Dude, if only they marked it as we went. Because can you imagine the tension? You can only get 7 wrong. By question 27, we had 7 wrong. And then we answered 22 questions in a row correctly and blew it on the last one. That would have been like the greatest esports moment of all time. Well, I end my review. I did... Oh, wait, the passing mark was 86, and I failed by 1. Yeah, you can print that out. All right, well, that's the theory test. Let's move on to the hazards. The hazard perception test, and see if I could maybe get a little bit of extra support as a result of that. But while we do it, I'm going to run some ads, not because I want to, but because I have to go to the bathroom. So I might as well. Anyway, we will see you in 3 minutes because, like, who cares about theory, man? You don't drive in theory. You drive in practice, okay? As they always say, like, oh, you know, on paper, the Chiefs are so much better than the Buccaneers. Yeah, well, you know what? The game's not played on paper. Hello, let me just tweet real quick, because the boring part of the driving test is over. We needed a 43 out of 50 to pass our driving test, and got a 42 out of 50. F. Spoilers! Let's try to make up some points on the hazard perception video test. And then I will probably need to get another screen region set up for it. Because I'm sure it's proprietary enterprise software. I'm sure it's not going to boot in the same mind. Oh no, it's exactly the same. Okay, never register. No, I don't feel like I need to find you on Facebook. All right, let's start with a random practice test. Let's start with Tomo being allowed to enter into the office. Hello, Tomo. Hello, Tomo. Hello, Tomo. Let's start with my headphones not being under the wheel of my chair. Let's start with that. Let's start with the headphones being very reasonable. Thank you. Hey, Dad. Hey, Tomo. Hey, buddy. Okay. Here we go. New screen region. You should try out Puzzgrid. Seems like your kind of trivia fun. You know what? Puzzgrid. Let's look into that after this driving test. Puzzgrid. /marker. Hazard perception. Did really well on our theory test, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Could we have done better? Yes. Would the government have liked if we did better? Yes. Would I have liked if we did better? Yes. But like I said, you know, a driving test that tests theory, who cares? Who cares? Because you don't drive in theory. When you got adrenaline pumping through your system and your blood's 75% caffeine and you're on the morning commute, you don't get to go, well, let me check the Ministry of Transportation handbook, okay? You got to rely on your instincts. You got to rely on your reflexes. You got to rely on raw driving skill. Let's test our hazard perception. I honestly think we will get 98%. That's my take. I think we'll get one wrong because they always throw in one nerd trick question. They're always like, if your car could travel at the speed of light, what should you do? And then it's like anything you click is like, wrong. The correct answer was don't drive it because that's dangerous. Random practice session. Here we go. Okay. I'm looking. I see that there's a lorry in front of us. There's a lorry in the right. There's a covered median in the middle. Okay. What should one do? I'm looking at the dot. What are you supposed to do? I'm looking at the dot. I'm driving along. Feeling pretty good, honestly. I mean, I feel like we should maybe move over to the right lane if we're not going to... Wait, no, we're in England. The right lane is where fast traffic goes. You're supposed to click when you see a hazard. Okay. I'm ready. I see... Oh, that's going in the other direction. I mean, am I crazy? This seems like safe driving to me right now. This just seems like a normal drive. Everything seems completely fine. I must be losing my mind. That seemed like safe driving to me. Everything here seems very normal. Your score was 0 out of 5. Okay. Perhaps living in Vancouver has eroded or blown out my standards for what I think danger is. Because honestly, I was like, these guys are all doing a great job. Let's review this clip, okay? Oh my God. The screen region is all blown out. I know you're just... You are driving down a stretch of urban dual carriageway. A heavy goods vehicle is traveling slower. You plan to overtake it. What are you talking about? Okay, hold on. Finished reviewing. Okay, here's our next one. Okay, we're driving. Is downtown Bristol. Hazard. Anytime we have to slow down or change directions. You ready? So we're driving along. I mean, that's a hazard right there. This guy's a little... Yeah, I'm clicking like crazy. You guys are parked like on the freaking street. What are you doing? We've had to go over the line here. Oh, there's a hazard right there. That guy. Okay, and then this is a hazard because we got to watch out for this guy. Oh, I saw one back there. I think I missed that one. I think I was glancing at chat. I was glancing at chat. I apologize. Probably not something you should do while you're driving, okay? Just glancing, texting and driving. Oh, what? You're supposed to watch out for that guy. Oh, hey, he crossed the center line, dude. He had to cross the center line to avoid the drive. Oh, the bird was also... Watch out for this. This guy's backing up. Your score was 0 out of 5 marks. Okay. No review necessary. This is tough, man. This is tough. Okay, we'll narrate. Let's narrate, all right? So we're driving along. It's a dual carriageway. We're scanning. Still scanning. No hazards that I can see so far. Everything's fine. Oh, you got to... Okay, I saw this. Hey! Hey, what the heck, dude? He's crazy. He's got a death wish, dude. Okay, you got to slow down. You got to slow down because the bus is slowing down. So we'll click like mad. We're clicking like mad because you got to slow down. Okay. Totally fine. Good turn. Good turn. Well done. Not hazards. Spamming auto fails. This is a weird test, man. I don't think machine learning is capable of handling this test. I think this is one where you need like a proctor. You need a human interpreter for this test. Everything's fine. I guess it's a hazard. You got to speed. Okay, that's better. That's better. We got 2. Okay, we got 2 on that one. Don't review. Practice session failed. Okay, that seems fair. Can we do it? Let's do another practice session if you don't mind. No, let's do another random. Okay, let's do another random. Okay, so we got tons of time here. Downtown London. Oh, careful. The car's right in front of you. There's a good click. That was a good click. Okay, we've gone around them. Oh, geez Louise. Careful. That was a good click as well. Oh, there's a 3. That's number 3 right there. A little jaywalking. At least they did the polite shuffle. We're paying attention. This guy could jump out at any second. You could jump out at any... Hey! There we go. Good click. Good click. Okay. You got to get 5. There's 5 things in each one, okay? We're scanning. Scanning. Everything's fine. We're scanning. Just having a conversation. Hey, what do you want to do after we go to the IKEA? Oh, do you want to get lunch at that cool hot pot place? Yeah, we can get lunch at that cool hot pot place, but I'm still scanning. We slow down because there's a car in front of us. I'm still scanning because you never know. Somebody could jump out of their car at any given moment. Excuse me, he accelerated on a red light. 3 out of 5. I can live with that. That's a start. My hands are shaking and I'm still scanning. Don't review. Okay, okay. This is spicy. On these 1-lane roads, you never know what's going to happen. On these. So you got people living in this van. So already, I'll tell you, that's a hazard. You never know if they're going to just jump out at you. You want to scan that. You're scanning. You're looking for cars coming out of their driveway. You're looking for animals jumping out from the thatches. You're scanning. You're constantly scanning. You got your head on a swivel. Oh, I don't really like this song. I should change the song. Nah, learn to love it. Okay? You're scanning. You learn to love it because you can't be distracted. Okay, first hazard. Hello. You have been clicked. Top of the morning to you, laddie. Okay. You're still scanning? That would be hazard number 2 right there. No problem. You don't glance at chat. It's hazard number 3. You don't glance at chat. You glance at chat on occasion. And you're still scanning. At all times, we scan. Personally, I got 2 out of 5 on that one. All right. Could have been better. I honestly thought that was a pretty safe drive, to be honest with you. You got to review it. Review. Okay. Okay. Hazards start. This is the start of a hazard. Right here. Oh my God. You know why? When traveling through a country village, you encounter a pedestrian walking on the left-hand side of the road towards you. They are wearing a high-visibility vest. You slow and change course in order to pass safely. So if you wanted 5 points, you had to hit it right here. Which, because of the fact that this was filmed on a Game Boy camera, is not possible at all. That is insanity. That's 4 points. That one, I think you could get. Realistically, I think you could get it. You got to be quick, though. There's no doubt about that. That's 3 points. That's where we did it. It's 2 points. I failed the test. Because apparently in England, you're not fit to drive if you don't immediately respond to the one pedestrian that is like within your field of vision when they're 250 meters away. Rip to British drivers, but, you know, we're just built different over here. You know the throughput you have to drive on Highway 1 at rush hour? And that's in Canada, dude. Some places in the U.S. are insane because you gotta, you know, if you give somebody the finger, they might, you know, break your hubcaps with a baseball bat. This is crazy. You're gonna get rattled by like a single person with a high visibility vest? Yeah, dude, don't even get me started on the 401. Oh my God. The 401, if you clicked, they'd just call you a P word. They'd be like, you think that's a hazard? You don't even have somebody driving a Tesla that's asleep at the wheel. Anyway, I finished reviewing. Okay, so we gotta be faster. There's one hazard, and we have to immediately get it. Immediately get it. Okay, we're driving along. Let me tell you, there's more than one hazard. There's definitely more than one hazard here. Okay, you got to watch out for that. That's fine. He's doing great. I think we're doing something here. We're scanning. You scan this guy just in case, because you never know if he's gonna jump out. How we doing? We enter the ring road. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Steady on, lads. Having a nice little drive here. We're scanning, watching this guy. Honestly, it looks like he might be doing a J-turn, but then he's gone in. World's slowest driver, but still. Everything looks good. Everything looks good here. Watch out for the zebra crossing, of course. The zebra crossing. Great driving. Didn't cross over the center line. You got a new speed limit sign that requires you to change speed. I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to click on that. What, you got to watch out for that guy just in case. I don't know. That was a precautionary click. 4 out of 5. Foggy. There we go. We're starting to get there. We're starting to get there. Let me review this clip briefly. Still, there was only one hazard. Okay, and it was this. It was this. What's that sound? In order to get... Oh, this is where we clicked. Okay. This is where we clicked about the hazard. We got 4 stars. This is where you had to click. Okay, so like, let me... 5, 4. We could have gotten it, I think. I think we could have gotten it, but getting better. Practice session passed! Oh, baby. What the pass mark is 9. Okay, you got to get 9 out of 15 to pass. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. That's doable, man. That's doable. Look at our progress over time. You know what? Let me do one more random practice session. Just to keep my feet wet, okay? Okay, so we're driving. We're on one of the A roads. This is where things get spicy, okay? We're traveling at speeds of up to 4. We're driving. This guy's zooming, okay? I mean, you got to be careful, right? You got to watch this guy, make sure he's not going to cut you off. You're scanning. Is the thing driving on the highway though is pretty safe for the most part. It's pretty. So you're gonna watch that guy. Obviously, he's coming by you. Pretty safe. You're just trying to, you know, in all likelihood, nobody's gonna jump out and, you know, smack you. Nobody's gonna try to jaywalk across this thing. So you're okay. I'm not worried about that guy. You gotta concern yourself with this for sure. Maybe this and this. I don't know. We've clicked 4 times. I don't know if that's good or bad. You got to watch out for that guy. You got to make sure that he's going to make his lane change safely. But other than that, you're just scanning. You're doing great stuff. You're just scanning, watching what people are doing as you go by. I mean, you don't have to adjust speed for this guy, but you watch him. You watch his signal light to see if he's coming over. You watch to see if he drops his shoulder. Maybe he's going to cut you off. Some people don't signal until they've already made the lane change because they're worried someone's going to take their spot. You always watch out for a truck like this. Your score was 0 out of 5 marks. All right, we'll probably review that one. Okay, that was not a hazard. This confirmed that guy was not a hazard. Let me also tell you, this, also not a hazard. The hazard is upcoming. The hazard for 5 marks is right there. I actually have no idea what you're talking about. Heavy traffic is merging onto a motorway at the end of an acceleration lane. As you are traveling faster than the merging traffic, you indicate a move to the right-hand lane in order to provide more space and time for the slower traffic to join the motorway safely. Okay, sure. There's no hazard yet. Like, am I crazy here? I will also say, in North America, you're not obligated to move to the left to allow merging traffic to merge. It's kind of the responsibility falls on to the merger. It is nice to give them the space. Don't get me wrong. I always love when I'm given the space, but you're under no obligation to do so. Honestly, you should be. It kind of makes more sense this way, but okay. So that's 5. That's 4. That's 3. That's 2. That's 1. And that's where we clicked. Okay, so, there's just a little miscommunication error on that one. Fair enough. Fair enough. Prince of Wales. It's downtown Liverpool. We're driving in the city center. It's bustling. You got to watch out for the truck. I mean, I'm going to give it a click no matter what. You got to watch, and you are always looking to see if somebody's going to cross. You're watching, you're scanning, you're scanning, you're scanning, you're watching, you're scanning, you're watching, and you're scanning. You're watching. Were you looking at the woman in the red dress? Look again. Okay, we're watching. Didn't see the motorcycle at first. We're watching. We're scanning. We're watching. And, okay, he slowed down. Oh, hey, dude, you cut off that lady. Hey, what the heck, man? It's like it's 28 days later now. People, all the rules, it's martial law. It's pandemonium out here. Yo, nice Audi. Okay, we're so... hey, 3 out of 5. That's not so bad. 3 out of 5. That's a passing grade on this one. What happened? Let's review the clip, okay? It was here. It was when he cut off that lady. Okay. When driving through a business park, you encounter a parked car. You slow and change course to avoid the vehicle and the pedestrians crossing the road behind it. Is that what happened here? I mean, I suppose that... Hold on. So this is when they wanted us to hit it. This is for 5 stars right here. I don't know how you're supposed to hit this, honestly. Like, that's just insanity. That's 4. That's 3, which is where we clicked it. But we didn't click because of the parked car. We clicked because this guy just totally cut that lady off, man. And I clicked again. As far as I'm concerned, I feel like I should get some extra points because this is way worse. That's way worse than the parked car up here. Is the guy that just cut off that pedestrian. I know you're like, well, it's not you driving. Yeah, but if he hits the pedestrian, I got to pay attention to that. And then I'm like, I clicked here, and they're like, nah, dumbass. That's not a hazard. Just because you got literal human feet in the road, that's not a hazard. And then I clicked here, and they were like, no, you must be stupid. Why would you worry about a human being that's like walking in your lane when instead you could be worried about a parked car and the guy got out on the sidewalk side? Like that. They're like, no, it's not a hazard. The hazard was the parked car that was 250 meters away from you. This is insane. So you're essentially, here's what you're telling me. If I have the right of way and somebody walks in front of my car and I don't slow down because I have the right of way, not a hazard. The hazard would be, oh, the car in front of you put on his brake lights 6 seconds ago. I don't know. This test makes no sense, man. Also, yes, I do. This is the sign. This is the sign we were talking about. I'm just saying, man. I'm not a cop. I'm not trying to find someone is like, oh, they're jaywalking illegally. All I'm saying is it's still a hazard you got to pay attention to. Even if they're jaywalking legally, that car is parked legally as well. It's not about the right of way. It's about the person's on the road and I don't want to hit him. This is crazy, man. No wonder people are driving on the wrong side of the road over there. Okay, we can do this. Just don't pay attention to the stuff that's actually dangerous. Pay attention to the people that don't have a permit to be standing at with their arms akimbo at a bus stop. Okay, we're like, this is, you got to watch all these guys. You never know, a pedestrian could pop out at any given moment. Oh, excuse me, you were a little over the center line, sir. Excuse me, you're not supposed. Obviously, it's not safe. Are you insane? Are you insane? Of course, it's not safe. There's cars coming in each direction here. We're scanning. We're scanning. We're scanning. We're scanning. The scans are happening. We're scanning. Headlights come in this direction. We do it. It's fine. No, nothing to worry about. They're driving legally. They're driving legally. Oh, they almost hit me? No big deal. We don't have to worry about that. That's their problem, apparently. We're supposed to look for somebody who's, wearing high heels that are slightly too high. Looking for somebody that's wearing high heels that are slightly too tall. Excuse me. He almost came over into our lane because of his parked car. Okay, you got to watch out for that. Well, everything's fine. Just a normal drive. Now, this one, we got to watch out for this hazard. There's no way we're not going to be able to, or we're going to have to go into the other lane on that one. You click on that. I've already clicked 5 times. Your score is 3 out of 5. I can live with that. I can live with that. What hazard? The hazard was right at the start. Was it the lady who tried to poke her foot out? I'm pretty sure it's yeah. While driving through a suburban area, you see 2 pedestrians waiting at the edge of the pavement with the apparent intention of crossing the road. You slow and alter your course to pass safely. This is what you had to see them here to get 5 points. This is where you had to get 5 points. They have just come into frame. This is where I clicked. You get 3 points. But I thought we weren't supposed to worry about pedestrians because there's no such thing as jaywalking in England. I thought that we were only supposed to worry about parked cars. Apparently now we got to worry about pedestrians because we're in a special designated administrative zone. Okay, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm mad at those people as well. Why are you putting your foot out into the road? You can see that there's traffic coming in both directions. That's overly ambitious. Okay, but we got 3 on that. That's a pass. We only got 6 out of 15, but I think we are ready. I think we are ready for our real test. Take a CG mock test. This is what we need. CG. Please do not click the mouse whilst this message is on the screen. Clip 1 of 14. All right, we're driving. We're driving. We're driving. I mean, come on, that's a hazard. This bus. You got to watch out for this bus. I clicked early. I'm not concerned about this. Okay, the bus is coming out. No problem. It's no problem for the time being. We're watching the cyclist. He might veer. You never know. We're watching the cyclist. He might veer. Top of the morning to you, lad. Okay, steady on then. We're watching parked cars. We're watching parked cars. We're watching parked cars. We're watching parked cars. We're watching cyclists. We're watching joggers. That guy, I was a little late on that one. He was a little over the line. We're scanning. We're scanning. I clicked on you twice, but come on. Now you lay on the horn politely but firmly. That guy was not parked properly, so I clicked, but that's just the police officer in me. honestly, on that one, I'm thinking we maybe got like a 3. I don't know if it's over yet, but I feel like that was like a 3. And all we need is 3s. Green light, we'd love to see it because we're scanning, and we're scanning. We're scanning. If one more person cuts me off, we're going to have a real problem here today. There you go. I can live with that. I can live with that. It's photorealistic, man. That one seemed okay. But you never know until it's over. Okay, we're driving. Oh, my God. Immediately, that was a good click. That was a good click. We're watching this guy. We're watching this because he's going to cut us off. There he goes. He had ample space. But I should have been in front of him. Okay. We're scanning yet again. Nice park. Nice park. Dual carriageway. We're driving too slow. Just going to go ahead and say it. We're driving too slow right now. Why are we driving so slow? I think our driver is drunk. I think our driver is drunk, and we must force ourselves to pull over to be safe. Okay, now that I clicked. That's just reckless. That's just reckless and honestly ignorant. We watch. Oh, I just saw him backing up too. Just constantly getting cut off. This looks like the PlayStation 2 game, The Getaway. All right. We're pulling up to a left-hand lane. Everything's fine. Of course, we're going to slow down. I don't think we need to click on that. We're just slowing down. That seemed fine. I felt like we probably got a 3 on that one as well. I can live with that. Okay, we're driving. Nothing in the way. Watch out for slip roads merging. Everything's okay still. Everything's fine. I clicked out of an abundance of precaution because I finally saw somebody in the distance, which means we should adjust our driving style accordingly. You're coming a little close to the center line, kind of freaking me out a bit, but that's okay. Same with you, but you know what? Everything's okay here, man. Like, this has been pretty clean. Okay, I clicked on that because we're watching the turns here. 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 Learn to drive, you so-and-so. This is just chaos. Welcome to Bonnelson. Oh, hey, easy there. That's what happens when you try to drive with WASD. I have no idea what these mean. I thought we did okay again. Now we are in Mozambique. We are driving through Botswana. And we're taking it mighty slow. We're scanning. Oh, we see you got to click on the tractor right away. That's a given. Now that we've seen the tractor, we will see the other tractor. And you know what? We'll just pop in behind this one. To me, I don't know, maybe I'm too impolite. I feel like this is a situation where we pass the tractor and then, oh, I see, he was waiting. I didn't see that there was a man inside of it. Yeah, okay, that's right. You were right to get behind him. My mistake. But this guy should have waved us around him. To force us to stay behind him is very inconsiderate, in my opinion. Okay, and I mean, you might as well click because you never know what's going to happen there. You never know what's going to be on the other side of this. Could have been a Ferrari going in, 200 miles an hour. We're scanning. Just scanning. But I think we did okay yet again. Should have like a tiger jump out of you or something. Clip 5 of 14. You see, always start with the little scan. Oh, look at that. Okay. We got out for a little bit of a pleasure cruise, huh? That's nice. That's very nice of them, actually, to wait here while I passed. It was unexpected. I saw this moving through the trees back here. Uh-oh. Well, this is awkward. Wow, he's just gunning it, huh? He's just pushing us down. Dude, I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know what you want me to do, dude. I can't do anything. I guess you got to back it up to that turn-in point back there. Why is he looking at me like this? Oh my God. That was scary. Then another tractor comes immediately by. Okay. 6 of 14. Downtown York. We're scanning. Oh, yeah, that's right. Mind your business, sir. Oh, this, you got to watch out for that. He's way badly parked. We're scanning. Scanning. Give way. This is a give way sign. We're scanning. Okay, so we have to give way. You'll obviously watch for the cyclist. That is Francis York Morgan from Deadly Premonition. I don't know if you want me to click on the passing cars. Normally, this is where in the car you would maybe look to the left and right instead of just guessing. But hey, what do I know? I'm not the licensing authority for British drivers. We're still scanning. Watch out for the bus, of course. Got to be careful with, and this bus for that matter, and then the car after it. Got to be careful of all that stuff. Got to be careful with this guy because of the parked cars, he's in our lane. We clicked on him. Got it under control. Steady on, lads. Got to watch out for this car right here. Oh, and they're just cutting us off. Of course they're just cutting us off. Of course they are. This is what driving is really like, though. You are just constantly not chopped off. Constantly cut off while you're driving. People just don't care, man. They're just like, oh, I looked in one direction. There's probably nobody in the other direction. Okay. Honestly, anytime there's double parked cars, you want to be a little careful. What the heck's going on over there? You're not supposed to drive on a pavement unless you're on a property, sir. My property starts after the fence line. Pretty normal drive so far. Pretty normal. Pretty standard, really. You know what? No clicks necessary. We're exercising prudence. Won't you come out to play? We are watching these pedestrians. You never know. We're just watching. We're not saying they're going to do anything. We're just watching them. As of yet, I have not seen a hazard. I'm going to click down here. Ah, there we go. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I got to get in here. Sorry. So, hey, what are you looking at, mate? I'm looking at you. You baloney. I'm looking at you. I thought we got something there. Okay. Good turn. Good turn. Everything, I'm looking, and it looks pretty normal. Now, we must be in an affluent area. I see a lot of German-made automobiles. This guy hit his brake lights. We clicked immediately. We're going to be watching this pedestrian as well. Oh, what the heck? Oh, they're parking. Okay, well, you just go around, but you got to watch the pedestrian. You got to watch the pedestrian. Streets like a jungle, so call the police. You got to be careful of whatever the heck's going on here. This guy, of course, as well. Yeah, excuse me, sir. I need to bust out my measuring tape. How close was your triangle to your car? You got to watch out for this situation here because he's going to swerve into our lane. Maybe that's my problem. Like, you got to click as soon as you see the threat, but I'm such a good driver that none of these threaten me. Which, it makes it look like I'm not perceptive, but really, I just process the information so quickly that it's just inert. Like, it causes me no grief. So we're in the speed lane. In England, this is the speedy lane. Everything's fine. Pretty standard. Probably should merge to the left to let faster traffic by, but maybe we're not that kind of guy. Okay, good merge, good merge. Good lane change, I should say. We got two trucks up here. I'm going to click just because we don't know what's going to happen with these two trucks. It looks like they're going to, maybe one of them's going to change lanes to try to get around the other one. And as a result, we saw that hazard before the computer even knew it was a problem. We saw that before. I'm actually worried we might get 0 because of the fact that I saw it develop before any reasonable human being could have. That's what's got me concerned. You can just move on. I know I got this one. I already know I got this one right. Clip 10 of 14. Oh my God. It never ends, man. It never ends. Okay. Turning left. Watch out for this guy. I don't know. Oh, abundance of caution. An abundance of caution. Okay, we're watching bus. We're watching individual. Watching buses. Watching individuals. Watching parked cars. Watching this truck behind, which has just decided, oops, I made the cardinal sin of not only cutting you off, but also doing it slowly. Like, if you're going to be an a-hole, why don't you just do it with some confidence? Instead of like, ooh, my mistake. Did I accidentally drive like an a-hole? We're going to watch out for those two things as well. We're going to watch out for those two things. And just be careful because they're kind of crossing over here as well. I think there were 3 hazards and we got them all. Oh, steady on. Steady on then. Blundered the lorry on H5. Son of a... Good stuff. Okay. 4 clips remain. 11, 12, 13, 14. Dude, I would love to do a practical driving test on stream. That would be high-octane content. Can you imagine, though, if we failed it? Like, I'd never live it down. Especially if you failed it due to some kind of, like, you know, extreme... Oh, what the heck's going on there? Extreme inattention or something? Oh, you can just put the Bugatti on self-drive, and then I'll take a nap in the back while it passes the test. Honestly, maybe this is hubris, but I feel like there's no more hazards. Just going to take a drink real quick. Oh, excuse me, sir. Careful, lad. Slow. Oh, St. Nicholas, the North Pole. I always thought it would be a little less green than this. Here we go. 1 second. The city driving is more my speed. This is what it's like, man. Your head's on a swivel. You're scanning. At all times, you're scanning. You're evaluating their parking jobs. And you're scanning, and you're scanning, and you're scanning, and you're scanning. And okay, that's fine. I don't consider that a hazard as of yet. You're doing a great job. You parked within the squiggles. With that guy, he was looking a little cheeky, right? So I gave him a little click just to say, hold it there, mister. Hold it right there. We're scanning. Something's not right there. Maybe they're working on their car. And when they're working on their car, you never know. A wrench could fly out into traffic or something. Okay, man, I mean, you want to adjust your speed maybe for this. The cyclist, of course, you want to be a little... It's a complicated situation there. You guys are doing great. You're doing just fine. We're watching this pedestrian. It looks like they're not looking both ways. They're just going. You knew it was coming. You could tell just by the way he was looking at traffic with disdain that he was walking out into traffic. There's no doubt about it. You can... That's a Vancouver special right there. You scan at an intersection and you just go, that guy's going. I personally guarantee that guy's going to walk out. And you don't be surprised when he does. Felt very good about that one. All right, on the highway. Highway's easy money. We're watching the merge roads. This guy's a little too close to the guy in front of him. I don't know. They're doing some Fast and the Furious stuff. I choose not to interact with them. I let them go. Enjoy yourself. You're doing great, sweetie. Keep it up. We're watching for an upcoming slip road. You know what? I clicked as soon as I saw the sign. I clicked on it. I'm going to click again just out of an abundance of caution, and then we're going to click one more time. We knew that one was coming, and then come on, man, merge. It's safe, just merge. Like, you're making this driver so stressed out for no reason. You merge at the last. Dude, the CGI is an a-hole. Come on now. Got a horse. They modeled the horse in there. Dude is shaking his head. Oh, he's merging a little close. You got to be worried about that for sure. Oh yeah, we're moving over. Oh, look at no signal light. What a jerk. Why would he cut you off just to get into the short lane or the slow lane? Here we go. Final one. Dude, I genuinely think we passed. This is only the mock test, but... I genuinely think we passed this one. We're scanning and we're narrating. Is that a ball? Okay, I thought that was a bird. There are some kids playing catch. Yeah, we spotted that well in advance. Good stuff. Oh, hey, careful. We clicked well in advance on that one. I'm not worried about it. Here comes the passing grade. It's very normal. You're scanning all these, don't get me wrong, but this is very normal. It's very normal. You're using your mouse pointer to narrate for the audience so they know what you're looking at. And you're scanning. You're just scanning. Everything's fine, man. Everything's totally okay. Heavy PlayStation 3 energy here. You got 55 out of 75. The passing mark is 44. Ladies and gentlemen. What did I type? The CG makes it so much easier, man. Because it's not like the PS3 is actually better than, you know, the real camera that they used. And I see people being like, what, 59% is passing? That's ridiculous. Yeah, because the test is BS to begin with. Like I know how it sounds, but like when you've got a test with right and wrong answers, a 59 is not very impressive. When you have a test that is completely subjective, like please click when something appears to be hazardous, like that's just nonsense. You could click, like this is what annoys me. You could click 100 times. You could be like, that guy could open his door, that guy could spin out, and blah, 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 right? Like, it's just what they arbitrarily I mean, some of them are like, yeah, the kid's soccer ball came out, or the guy that walked into traffic, but still. This is it's not what I would consider a strong test, but that's fine. We did a great job on that last one. I think it's time to take the mock hazard perception test with video, and then we'll move on from this. How we doing, by the way? This is like how you can tell I drive in Vancouver. Pedestrians, we pay very close attention to. Cyclists, we pay very close attention to. Everything else, like road conditions, stationary. How could something be a stationary hazard? Just go around. Like a moving hazard, sure, but a stationary hazard? A parked car? A parked car is not a hazard, though, if it's parked properly. What's it gonna do? Get possessed and, like, slide into traffic? It doesn't make any sense, man. You just go around it. Cyclists and pedestrians, they're unpredictable and they're agile. Anyway, let's do it. Here we go. This is for all the marbles. Random test session.
Have you got your headphones on?
Yes.
During this hazard perception part of your test, we will assess the skills you should have already developed whilst learning to drive.
Okay.
In each video clip during the test, there are hazards just like the ones that you would see on the road in normal driving conditions. Some of the hazards develop. These are the ones that might cause you as the driver to slow down or change direction.
Oh, hey, whoa, hey,
Just
Mr.
like on the
Speedy.
road, some are hazards that you might just need to keep an eye on in case the situation changes.
Okay, fair.
Others will develop, and these are the ones we will measure your response to. You will score points for clicking when you see these hazards develop.
What a jerk.
So, during the test, watch the clips and respond by clicking the left or right mouse button as soon as you think you spot a hazard. You will need to respond again each time the situation changes. You do not need to use the cursor or move the mouse. As you click, you will see a red flag appear. This is to show that your click has registered. When you click, the clip will not stop running. During the test, you'll be shown 14 clips that contain at least one scorable hazard. But one of them will contain 2 scoring hazards, so it's essential that you keep concentrating and clicking all the way through each and every clip. Let's have a look at a sample clip. Imagine you're the driver of this vehicle.
Okay,
Here we
hit
have
the brake
highlighted
lights.
the hazards to show you when to click. These hazards, highlighted with the red circles, are the
Hey,
ones
watch out
that
for
will
the
cause you to
pedestrian.
take
The
some form
pedestrian
of
might
action.
jaywalk here.
This has turned to red because the situation demands that you slow down and or change direction.
Very true. This is
You
very
need to
fair.
click as soon as you see the clues that lead you to think a hazard is developing. Do remember that during the test you will need to click for all of them. Your response is measured from when the hazard starts to develop, and only your highest scoring click will count. Early responses score 5, and then descend through 4, 3, 2, 1 or 0 for those that you missed completely. At the end of your test, you'll be given your result by the test centre staff.
Oh, he's strapped
Remember,
up.
watch the clips as if you were the driver or rider. Concentrate and respond when you see any clues. You will need to respond
Oh my
every time
God.
the situation changes.
Never ends.
There might be more than one hazard in the clip. Don't try to cheat by clicking without any thought for what is happening in the clip. If you do, you'll be given this message, and you will score 0 for that
You
clip.
responded to the clip
Good
in
luck
an
with your test.
unacceptable manner. Okay. We're watching. Here we go. I mean, why not just make them drive? Like, that's all I'm saying. So we're watching for hazards. This is for all the marbles. I won't be able to drive to Susie's party. I won't be able to drive to Susie's party if I don't pass my practicum. That was a good click. Watch that. Watch it. Yeah, that's a 5. That's a 5. We're watching it develop. Okay, we're safe. We're safe. Totally fine. Don't have to worry about it. Staying well within the lines. You're watching, of course. You're always watching. Always watching. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about so far. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. No, this guy. Yeah. We got you. We got you on camera. Now you're part of the driving test. 20 million British people are going to click on your face because they think you're an a-hole. How about that? Watch out for this. He's kind of parked badly. That's a stationary obstacle. We got to get better about that. He's not parked badly, but it's a big car. We got to let him go on that one. Got to let him go on that one, all right? Honestly, I feel very good about my clicks here. Feel very strong about my clicks. That one was positive, I think. So far, so good. Good clicks. Screen region is indeed a little messed up, but I'm in the middle of the test. I can't change it. I'm sorry. You can see almost all of it, I promise. You got to watch out. Pedestrians. Oh, tourists. That's what you really got to watch. Oh, okay, brake lights. That was a little late on that one. I'll be honest. I was looking at the pedestrians. Okay, you got to watch out for this hazard right here. Oh, another brake lights. Okay, lady! What the heck? There's a crosswalk like right up ahead. Disrespectful. Click in there because we see some brake light. Yeah, you got to stop here. You got to stop here. You got to stop here. You got to leave this open. Oh, okay. Good example. Making a good example for your kids. Just cross wherever you want. Yeah, the rules don't apply to us. Okay, sure. Whatever. Watch out. There's a yellow light there. I don't know what that means. So we will. Okay, it's green now. We don't have to worry about it. Keep your head on a swivel, man. You got to. Oh, it's okay. You were backing out there. I'm not concerned about that. You did great. You did great. It looks like wide open spaces. You can take a little bit of a breath and admire the finger trees. Okay, there you go. Stay hyper vigilant. You always narrate. Just narrate. We're driving along, watching to see if any of you are going to try to fight club us. Don't see any fight club. No fight club. You've hit your brakes for some reason. Phantom braking. That's a click. You brake for no reason, you get clicked on. It's just that simple. Watching these, any of these cars pulling out? Fresh takeaway of hot chips in the car, eager to get home. Drive a little distracted, it happens. You get the French fry smell. Careful, you're fine. You're okay. Of course, I should have clicked maybe a little faster for that, and I'll be honest, I didn't notice you're knelt over talking to this door, but that's fine. I think we still got a 3-star maybe on that. Still clicking vigilantly. Vigilant. Cars are parked quite nicely. I'm very proud of you. Brake lights are on, so we click. We're not spamming clicks. We're clicking with some prudence. Good clicks so far. Good clicks. I'm thinking that's a 3 or a 2. We can absorb a 2. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. 4 of 14. I think we might get a 75% or better on this one. I think I've finally got it under control. I think I finally understand what they want from me. Okay. Honestly, stationary obstacle, we're watching you as well. Things are coming fast here. This is, this is the city that never sleeps. So you're parked over the line, sir. You're parked over the line. So you park over the line, you get clicked on. You're parked over the line. You're a big vehicle, you get clicked on. Oh, my God. You're parked over the line. This is a dang mess, man. Look at it. Come on. You didn't even make an effort. He didn't even make an effort. Okay, we almost didn't click on the pedestrian in time. I apologize. We're just watching the cyclists. You're just watching them. They're not hazardous yet, but you're just watching. You're watching that for sure. Oh, my God. Okay. Now, this is where people don't like you at the roundabout because you're really just chilling. You're really just chilling until you get a moment. Just get a moment of safety. You got to watch out for that front end loader there. I don't know how long we're staying here. See, it wouldn't hurt to just check your texts real quick, right? Just checking your texts. Why is he taking so long, dude? Okay, country road, a little precipitation. Little precipitation. Got to be a little careful. It's rainy. It's a rainy one. You're going a little fast for my standards, young man. I'm just going to leave it at that. No hazards so far. I don't know. This blob of pixels up here. Perhaps. It's rebel without a cause, man. Oh, I mean, I guess we should click. That sign was like, be careful. It was going too fast to read what it said. Skirt! Oh, my God. He's cruising. I mean, we always watch this, right? It's a blind corner. You got to watch that. Bridge, not really a hazard, I guess. Okay, you got to change your speed. You change your speed to 40, please. It's a one-lane road, so we're going to change our level of attention. Oh, there you go. Good click. Wow, he's driving like a complete a-hole, man. Why is he driving so fast? He's a maniac. Okay, there we go. Driving through the suburbs, gonna eat a tin of peaches. Driving through the suburbs, gonna eat a tin of eels. Driving through the suburbs, gonna try not to hit a lorry. Driving through the suburbs, clicking on the people. Sorry. Sometimes when I'm nervous, when I'm taking an exam, I make up song parodies to keep myself engaged. Yo! The McDonald's ad. Is it just a little spicy here? I don't think we've done anything wrong. Everything seems no. Oh, watch out for this pedestrian. Yeah, she's doing the thing that's like, I know I shouldn't go, but if I went, would you kill me? And then the car's like, no, I wouldn't kill you. And then she's like, okay, I'm just going to go then. All right. You got to do a little tease step sometimes. Oh, my God. Jeez Louise. This one is starting like a Wong Kar-wai film. Like it's just out of nowhere. Immediate clicks. It's rally racing. Ridge Racer. Excuse me, you're driving a Hummer? In England? Explain yourself. It's a Jeep? Yeah, I know. A Hummer. The Jeep Hummer. Nice drive. Honestly, a nice drive through the rolling meadows of Sainsbury. Halfway through the test. I clicked on the granny. Don't get it twisted. It was a little late, though. Okay, here we go. I mean, we saw the cyclist. We should at least say hello. We see this car over here as well. We would say hello to him with a little click. I mean, the man with the dogs, come on, he's so far away. The birds, I'm not sweating them. You're doing fine. You're not crossing. You're not crossing this. Okay, you're driving a little erratically. I'm just we're gonna peel off to the left here because I don't trust you. You're gonna see someone with shopping bags. Unpredictable. Clicked on him. Honestly, that might be like a 6-star click. This road seems like it's primed for disaster. I think we have gone the wrong way down a one-way street. How are you supposed to know that it's safe when there's like a curve and it's blind and doesn't make any sense to me? There must be an alternate route that makes way more sense. This is every road in the UK, it's hell. All right, I didn't know. One lane, no sidewalks. What a world. Okay, Ford dealership. We click on that. That's a hazard. A hazard to your pocketbook if you happen to have the misfortune of purchasing one. Watch out for the cyclist. Excuse me, sir. Like I had the right of way there. Seemed like he had a death wish. All right, you're slowing down. It's fine. Okay, we see the cyclist crossing. They have the right of way. We got red lights. No, more power to you. I don't really know why you're cycling on the sidewalk. You know, we don't do that in my part of the world, but yeah, pedestrians, get out of my way. Okay, but don't get self-righteous. We got to focus. We've been doing some clicking. So, watch out for this guy. You're just watching him. He's on 1-click notice. You're not putting them on 2-click notice. See, that's a 1-click notice. You are poking out a little bit, but that's a 1-click notice. 2 clicks. We're sending you to the brig. Okay, we are zooming, man. We're watching for brake lights because we're too close to him. So we're watching very diligently for brake lights while also still scanning. You watch for the brake lights. Now, you know what? We can relax a little bit. Now. Just, okay. It's pedestrians. Just something to watch out for. You got to watch here. Maybe some animals. Some animals coming out of the brush. Birds in the sky. Watching for brake lights still. This is a changing speed limit sign. Look at that. Okay, we are entering the high street. This is where you're going to see all the people wearing the luxury brands. We're just maintaining focus. We'll click on that. He's doing great. Just paying attention here. I don't know. This car looks like it's a little bit over the line, perhaps, but so and you're pulling out. Sure, that's no problem. You couldn't wait 2 seconds. I understand. You probably had something very important to do. 4 remain. It's commuting simulator. Yeah, for everybody that's been working from home, this is to try to keep you sharp when you end up going back to the office after the Pfizer jab. Want to make sure nobody out there's, driving like they work in their bedroom anymore. Look at the size of that wind turbine, man. Oh, hey! Oh, my God! There's just 2 sheep on the road, dude. This is pretty cool. This looks nice. Extreme Welsh energy. A lot of wind turbines in Wales. It's neat. I honestly had no idea. Yes. I had no idea. We're coming up to a junction. Just be careful. Oh, yes. Why are you zooming, dude? You're going so fast. Just slow down a little bit. The country is the size of a postage stamp. Where are you going? What's the rush? Oh, my God. All right. Honestly, just should hold the left mouse button down when you go down this road. I'm so tempted to glance at chat, but I couldn't possibly. There's no time. There you go. Little hazard. Little hazard. Thank you. Honestly, the nerve of some people. You could have just waited there. I would have gone through in 2 seconds. Then you could have pulled out and gone. Instead, you're like, I got to go first. Okay, very important. Must be very important, Mr. Blair. I'll see you at Buckingham Palace later. What a jerk. All right, making our turn. Everything's fine. You're parked a little haphazardly, so I gave you, and you know what? Gave you a little click as well. You're on 1-click notice. 1-click notice for you as well. Fair. Okay, 2 clips remain. 2 clips remain. I think we're doing pretty well. Just being careful. I see brake lights. I see cars coming at me. I'm just being careful. I don't know. Honestly, I've never driven in a roundabout like this, so I'm just kind of clicking constantly. I trust that if you grow up with them, you know how to navigate them. I find them a little bit tricky. So I'm just clicking to cover my bases, honestly. Just covering my bases. And now we're scanning. This is just... You go to McDonald's, this is a number 1. I'll take a scan and click combo, please. Just a little scan and click combo. Careful. He thought about it. That's what annoys me. Like, thinking about it is almost as bad as doing it. George Orwell. Look it up. Everything's fine. We only clicked 8 times there. I was scared 20 times, so this isn't so bad. All right, we're in California now. I am ready. I don't know what that is, so I click. Oh, that's it. That was a click. That was an aim beast click. That's fine. You got space. You got space to merge. You got space to merge. All you had to do was slow down by like a kilometer an hour. You would have had safe space. What, did you want to get in here? That's on you, dude. That's on you then. You just had to slow down, but you wanted to merge 1 position ahead. Come on, man. Dude, one of these should just have like a head-on collision almost hit you or something like that, just to keep you focused. I guess that's not really what real driving is like. Well, skirt. I don't know. I'm clicking because we're changing lanes. Port toilet. I mean, I don't even, I could keep my eyes closed. What'd I tell you, dude? 53. That's like, we basically got like a 70, right? We passed the test. It's not that bad considering like the first couple of times that we tried to take the test, we got a 0. So we had 3, 5, 4, 3, 4, 2, 7 out of 10. 2, 3, 3, 5 with the sheep. We got 5. 5, 2, 5. Yo, we didn't zero out on anything. That's impressive. I'm proud of myself on this one. No zeros. I tell you, look, I'm not saying I'm the best driver out there. Got my license. Well, I mean, like, I got my learner's permit 15 years ago. What year is it? 2020? 15 years ago. I got my full license in 2010. Been driving for 10, 11 years. No accidents. No fender benders. At one point, I will be honest with you, I did open the trunk. I backed into a spot that said, don't back into this spot. And then I pressed the button on the car keys to pop the trunk. And the trunk kind of scraped into like a yellow painted girder. And I got a little yellow paint, but then it came right off. That's the only, to the best of my knowledge, since I've had my full license, that's the only time my car has ever collided with another object it's not supposed to collide with, like a parking spot, for example. FBI, open up. I apologize to H-Mart. I might have left a little white paint on your yellow girder. But anyway. No, I'm not going to get baited into this argument about jaywalking again. The thing is, jaywalking, whatever, like, as long as nobody gets hit, is fine. But, like, you know, when you're a driver, you just want everything to be predictable. That's the spirit of it. You want everything to be predictable. So if pedestrians constantly bolted out into traffic, which is the situation right now, I don't mind that much because it's predictable. You expect it to happen. So as long as you expect jaywalking, then it's no problem. It's only that some people don't jaywalk and some people do. That they start to walk, then they think you're not going to slow down, then you slow down, and then they start to walk, but then you go, I'm speeding up because you slowed down, and then you get into this like sort of situation. Maybe that's just a Canadian thing, though. Anyway, full stop. So that was an interesting segment. How did people feel about taking your driving test on Steam? I thought that was an interesting diversion we will probably never return to again. But I'm all about the weirdness, man. I'm all about the weirdness. I need to figure out how to close this piece of software. There we go. We will run some advertisements because my little bladder is full again. So we're going to make a little donation to the toilet, and then I think we'll play some Death Stranding after that. Where are we at? It was 2 hours, 45 minutes left. I mean, we'll Google Puzzgrid, and then we will check out Death Stranding. See you in just a moment here.